we'll finish and solve the equation. So, step one. We already know how to do this. After the LCM and all of that, you're going to multiply each term by the LCM. Your pencil should be moving so you can keep up with me. Multiply each term by the LCM. We're gonna number the terms in this equation so you know what you have to multiply. Who thinks you know how many terms there are? What's?
4.
Not quite. Samaje?
3.
There are 3. Here's the first term, 1/4 x, put a 1 above that. The second term is 2/3. The third term is everything on the other side because that's joined by multiplication. So 1/3 times the quantity of x minus 1 is all one term. So you're gonna multiply those 3 things by the LCM. Do not, step 2, do not multiply anything inside the parentheses. Do not. So just the 1/3, not the x minus 1. There's only one more step. The last thing we're gonna do today is we're going to distribute and then we're gonna stop. So step 3, distribute, which we already know how to do. We're not solving it yet. We're gonna make sure we understand this step, then we'll move on. So we're gonna do this math together, and then we'll go through some practice problems. So for this example, now we're at the bottom. We're gonna take this equation, we're gonna multiply each term. So raise your hand if you know what the first term is. Who can tell me the first term? I need more hands in the air. I need at least 10 people. We've already numbered it. I've got 6. I've got 8. Demario, what's the first term? No, the first term, not the first step.
Oh.
If there's a 1 above it if your notes are complete. Not sure? Jordan, help him out.
1/4 x.
So we're gonna take 1/4 x, this is our first term, so we're gonna take 1/4. What's the least common multiple for 4 and 3?
12.
It's 12. We're gonna multiply it by 12, but since 1/4 is a fraction, we're gonna write 12 as a fraction. So we're gonna write it as 12/1, and then don't forget your x. Does anybody have questions about where these numbers came from, or do I need to explain that differently? I took my 1/4, and I'm multiplying it by my LCM. So now we're gonna bring down our plus sign. Melanie, what's the second term? If your notes are complete, there's a 2 above it up here. 2/3, there's no x there. So we're gonna write 2/3 multiply. Dougie, what am I gonna multiply it by? Which is? And how am I gonna write the 12? as a fraction, so what's the fraction gonna be, Desiree?
12/1.
Yep, it doesn't change, 12/1. Bring down the equal sign. This is our last term, so we're gonna write the 1/3. What are we multiplying it by, Aurelia? 12/1. And then you're gonna keep, oops, there's no equal sign, you're gonna keep the parentheses. So it's long, but it's okay, we're about to make it really simple. Now, this is why we're practicing our math facts. If you already know what 1 times 12 is, you're gonna write it right here. If you need to use your calculator, use your calculator. Raise your hand if you can tell me 12 times 1. Diana. So we have 12 over 4 times 1. Cassie? 4 times 1? 4. And then bring down the x. And the plus sign. So now you're gonna do 2 times 12
2 times 12.
over 3 times 1. Do that math by yourself, see if you can figure that out. I'm gonna come see who has the correct answer. Where is mine? We're doing 2 times 12 over 3 times 1. Okay. Wait. Where are we? Yeah. Yes. Use your calculator if you need it for the 2 times 12, if you haven't memorized that yet. There should be a denominator. Over what? Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Are you using it as a pencil, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so when I walked around, we all had what over what?
24 over 3.
24 over 3.
So 24 over 3 equals,
12 over 3.
some of you already did this.
12 over 3.
We already know what 1 times 12 is. See how I didn't respond because I didn't ask you yet?
Oh.
Wait for me.
Yes.
So now, here is the great part. This is where the fractions are gonna disappear. These are all division problems. If you know your math facts, you can do this in your head. If you don't, you're typing in 12 divided by 4, 24 divided by 3, 12 divided by 3. So take 60 seconds, do that math, I'll come check. It's not a fraction anymore. Fractions should be gone. Keep the x. If you don't use your calculator, don't use it. We want to get faster with our math facts. If you do, use it. If there's no more, open up your computer and use the calculator there. That is our big. Fractions should be gone if we did this right. Look at it. Now add your x and all your pluses and equals. So your math is right. Who has 12 divided by 4? Who knows what this is? Michael.
I think it's 3.
You are correct. So we have 3x plus. Who can give me 24 divided by 3 plus
8.
8 equals. Who can give me 12 divided by 3? Nate.
4.
4. And then you're going to bring down the x minus 1. Does anyone have questions or need me to explain where these numbers came from?
No.
Because you didn't get that. What is step 3? What's the last thing we have to do? If you wrote your notes down, you know it. What is step 3, Delia? What did we just write down up here?
Distribute them.
Then,
Stop.
so, do you guys know how to distribute?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Cuesta, do you know how to distribute? Not sure? Jamario, do you? Not sure? Okay, that means no. Distribute means when you have parentheses. Yeah. So we're gonna get rid of the parentheses. So the first side stays the same. There's no parentheses. So just bring that down. You're gonna distribute this 4. 4 times x is just 4x. Bring down your minus. 4 times 1. 4. And we stop.
That's it?
That's all we're doing today.
Yes, sir.
So what? When you have this, turn the page. I'm gonna see if you can practice problem 1. Nate, I need you to stay with me. In this box is where I want you to write the LCM. I see Nate is writing out the multiples of 2, the multiples of 4. Find your LCM, put it in that box. Harmony's showing her work. You have a multiple, but it's not the smallest one. Yes. Yep. Perfect. If you can, fill in these parentheses with, yep, your multiplication problem. Perfect. So this is where you're gonna multiply it out. Just set it up. If it doesn't make sense, you can just wait for me,
Yeah, no, yeah, I was just like.
because it looks a little weird.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Alright, so I'm writing multiples of 2. Desiree, give me the first 3 multiples of 2.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Okay, she gave me 4, that's fine. Dougie, give me 3 multiples of 4.
4, 8, 12, 16.
And what is the first